Hey guys, so today I thought we would draw an alligator. So I hope you've got your drawing utensil. I have mine, nice and sharp. And I want to begin, I want you to take your finger, find the middle of your paper. In the middle of your paper we're going to draw the alligator's mouth, or part of the bottom of his face. And we're going to draw a nice big U shape for our alligator, because alligators have a U-shaped mouth as opposed to the crocodile, which has more of a V-shaped mouth. So I've got the middle of my paper with my finger. I'm going to start and I'm going to draw this nice big U shape for my alligator's mouth. Now I'm going to move up and I'm going to draw the top of his head. And we're going to draw kind of like when you draw birds that are really far away that look like M's. This is going to be the top of his head. So I'm going to leave a good bit of space because I don't want him to have a teeny tiny head. And right in the middle I'm going to draw my M for the top of his head. Now I'm going to connect these two lines together. So I'm going to start at the end of my line. I'm going to start going down. I'm going to curve out, down, back in, and touch my line. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to start at the end of my line. I'm going to curve out, down, going down, back in, and touch the bottom of my line. I'm going to start right about here. I'm going to make a squiggly line all the way around for my alligator's mouth. And if you want to, you can go along your squiggly line and add some triangles for those teeth that kind of poke out under their crooked grin that they have on their face. So after I've got my head and my mouth, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to add his nostrils, because we want our alligator to be able to breathe. So it's very important we get him nostrils. And I do usually do a little curve above each nostril. Then we're going to move up at the top. Well, not quite the top, about in the middle. And we're going to give him some eyes. Now again, this is your picture, so you draw your eyes however you like. I know everybody draws their eyes a different way. I draw my eyes differently. I'm going to color my eyes in. You guys may want to wait and color your eyes in when you actually start coloring. You don't want them to be pencil like mine. So I got one eye. I'm going to scooch over. Draw another eye. Do my best to kind of make them match, but if they don't match, that's okay. Color it in. And now my head is done. So it's looking good so far. Under your alligator, we are going to draw his front feet. And we don't want to draw his feet right up under his face. We want to leave a little bit of space. So right about here, right about a finger space under this curve, we're going to draw his front feet. And we're going to do 4. So if you want to count with me, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. You may want your front foot a little lower, a little higher. You might want them in the middle. I think I'm going to put mine a teensy bit lower. And again, we're going to count 1, 2, 2, 3, and 4. Now we have to draw his arms, and we're going to start with the inside of his arm, and we're just going to do an L shape. So I'm going to start at the end of my line right here, and then make an L shape. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Find the end of my line, make my L shape, and we've got the inside of his arms. Now we need to draw the outside. So we're going to start the same way. We're going to start with our L shape, but we're going to keep going up, and then when we get almost to his head, we're going to curve up a little bit to add in his shoulder. We'll do the same thing over here. So I'm going to find the end of my line. I'm going to start with my L shape. And then again, when I get close to his head, I'm going to curve up and in for his shoulder. Now we're going to scooch down to the bottom, and we're going to add his feet, and we're going to make his back feet the same way we made his 2 front feet. So I'm going to come down here at the bottom, and I'm going to count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and his other foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you may want to go back on your front feet and your back feet if you want to give him some claws. And some triangles for some claws. You can. Or you may just like that your hands and feet are plain and they don't have any claws. It's up to you. Next we're going to draw his legs. We got our feet down here. We're going to draw his legs, and we're going to draw like a candy cane shape. So right under his arm, I'm going to draw my candy cane shape. I'm going to curve up, around, back down, and touch my foot. And the same thing on this side. I'm going to curve up, around, down, and touch my foot. Next, I'm going to draw a line from here to connect. Okay, and then we're going to draw his sides right here. So under his arm to his leg, I'm going to draw his sides. Okay, it's a little fat alligator. And then we're going to draw his belly. Now this is a little tricky, so I want you to pay very close attention. We're going to start at his feet. I'm going to find my line right here. I'm going to curve up, but when I get to my hand, I'm going to stop because I don't want to draw straight through his hand. So I'm going to kind of imagine that I'm drawing my line, but I'm not touching the paper. I'm going to pick back up on this other side and continue drawing my belly. And again, when I get to my hand, I'm going to stop because I don't want to draw through because it's overlapping. So the hand is on top of the belly. So again, I'm going to pretend I'm drawing an imaginary line. And then when I get to the other side of the hand, I'm going to pick back up, drawing my belly, come down, and stop at my feet. Now the very, very last thing we need to add is his tail. He's not an alligator without his tail. And again, you can add your tail to either side. I'm going to draw my tail on the right side. And I'm going to pick a spot about in the middle of his arm here. And I'm going to draw a triangle. And then I'm going to come all the way down, way down, and then I'm going to curve in. Again, so it looks like his tail is going behind him. Now after you finish, if you want to go back and add some nice details, so maybe you want to add some lines on the belly, or some scales on the belly. You may want to add some scales to your alligator. If you really like drawing the alligator, there's a really good book by one of my favorite authors called Mercer. And he has a book called There's an Alligator Under My Bed, which is a really, really good story. There's also a really good video on YouTube by All Things Animal TV, and they have a good short little video clip about alligators, and it even talks a little bit about crocodiles and how the two are different, and it talks about how we drew our alligator with the U-shaped mouth, and that crocodiles have the V-shaped mouth. And that's it for today. I hope you guys had a good time and you really enjoyed drawing your alligator picture. Thank you guys for watching, and happy drawing!